guys from Prepare Patriot. This is Jerry. This is Matt. We're going to talk to you today a little bit about how you clean your guns. So after class, commonly we get asked, hey, can you show us how to clean our guns? It's impossible to show you how to do every gun that is ever made. Each one is specific and has its own type of cleaning process and things that needs to be done. But most modern striker fired pistols are similar and the same. So what we're going to do today, we're going to go through a little video and show you how to clean the most basic and most common guns you're probably going to run across. We're going to show you how to strip down a Glock 26, a Smith & Wesson Shield, and a SIG 365. Each one of these has their own process, but they're all modern striker fire pistols, which makes them very similar. Some things that you might need before we dive deeper into the video. You will need some kind of solvent, Hops number 9 or Hoppies number 9, however you say it. I use that. Also, Breakthrough has a great solvent. I like that as well. For lubricant, we have Battleborn, and we have, this is Ballistol, and then this is grease. So we have all of those that you might use. In the pistol video, we probably won't use the grease. I typically use that more for rifles. So typically on the pistols, I'm only going to use a couple drops of oil. And my favorite for that is going to be the Battleborn high purity oil from Breakthrough. I tend to use that more than anything else. So other than that, cleaning materials you might need, you're going to need a brush, a dry brush that is clean, that you don't put anything on. It doesn't have any oils or anything. It's just for scrubbing the stuff out. And then I sometimes use pipe cleaners. You might need some patches. And if you bought a Glock, it comes with a nice tool in the box that you get that comes with some bristle brush. And also you can run patches through with this. And that's sufficient. That's all you really need to do this job. If you're going to clean your magazines, you will need, if you're carrying a Glock magazine disassembly tool. There's a ways that you can get about doing it without it, but I don't recommend it. I recommend that you break down. This is like a $9 or $10 tool online. You can pick them up, and they make the job so much quicker and so much easier. So we'll talk about that. It is worth the investment. This is a specialized tool that you will need. Other than that, it's pretty much just this basic stuff that you're going to get in most cleaning kits. And most of you, if you received a Glock or some other type of firearm, most of the time they come with this stuff in the box. If they didn't, you can pick it up at any of your Walmart, sporting goods stores. You can get a universal kit, or even better, just get one of the ropes that you pull through that you can do a bore snake with. Those are much simpler, much faster than all this as well. So we're going to break the video here. And show you guys how to break down each one of these pistols. Each one has kind of its own opening sequence and its own kind of way to take it apart, although they are very similar.
And I would say after they're broken down, they clean the same.
They're the same. Yeah, all of them clean the same.
All of that is the same. It's the breakdown that's
now, I will say, if you're carrying something that's predating a modern striker fire pistol, like a 1911, or some of your other crazy guns, Berettas, some of your other there's some that have fixed barrels that are totally different designs than this. So if you're carrying something like that, you need to look up the process. Go to your owner's manual. That's the best place to find it. If you can't find that, you need to look up the specific things and specifications for your gun, because it may be just a little different. So that being said, we're going to break the video, come back in just a second, close in, and let you guys see the disassembly of each of these guns, and then we're going to clean the Glock and show you, because it's kind of the one that all these are based off of. So we're going to show you that one in the video, how to clean it and go kind of deep down into the Glock and what you really need to do in just a basic, what you went to the range, you fired a couple hundred rounds in a class, this is what you need to do next, okay? So stay tuned. All right, guys, so we're back. We're giving you a little bit of a close-up. Before we begin here, I just want you guys to understand that before we ever start cleaning any gun, we're going to remove all ammunition from the area, not just because it's, you want to have a clear gun and safety, but we also don't want to get any of these chemicals on our ammunition. That is the lifeblood of your gun, and if the bullet doesn't go bang, it doesn't meet the requirements of what you're trying to do with it. So before we ever start, you can see the magazine is out of this gun. And then we're going to pull the slide back and let you guys see you're looking for an empty chamber, which means no bullet inside the chamber. We're not looking for brass, because if you look for brass, you'll see brass and then you'll close it and then you have a bullet in there. So we don't want to do that. We're looking for an empty chamber. So we want to make sure we're going to verify that, especially on a Glock, because when we go to take down a Glock, and if y'all see what I did here to make that slide go back like that, if you're new to guns and you're not sure how to do that, what you're going to do is pull the slide back and push up on this button right here. So I'm gonna do that kind of, if I can on camera, to show you what that looks like. This is kind of awkward doing it with my left hand here. There we go. So I'm gonna pull back and push up at the same time. And as I put pressure up, it locks the slide back. That's what that's called. It's called a slide lock. So it's hard to show you that on camera, but we kind of got it accomplished. When you go to take the slide off, what we're going to do is release the slide by pulling back and letting it go. We know it's a clear gun because we double checked it. On a Glock, to take the gun apart to field strip it to clean it, you have to pull the trigger and do a sequence of events, so to speak, to make this work. So what we're going to do, we're going to point it in a safe direction. We're going to pull the trigger. Okay, so then we're going to take our hand and rotate it to where our thumb is here and our hand's on the slide. And all we're going to try to do is get this motion. Okay? And then at the same time we're pulling back like this, we're going to pull down on these two tabs. There's one on each side, as you can see there. One on each side. So I'm taking my fingers and I'm pulling down as I pull back, and then the slide will come off. If you don't pull the trigger first, that won't happen. Now this gun is pretty dirty, as you can tell. It's pretty gross, lots of lint, lots of dirt, and this is the important part of why I said that we want to have a dry brush. But we're going to get to that when we get to the cleaning part here in just a second. But to take this gun completely apart now, all we're going to do is take the spring apart, and I'm just putting downward pressure as I pull that out, and then we're going to pull the barrel out just like that. And that is how hard it is to disassemble any of your modern striker fire pistols. It's pretty simple stuff. Now this gun is quite dirty because it gets carried often, and it's been a while. I've neglected to clean it for a minute, so we're going to go ahead and clean this one today. But we're going to break now and let Jerry and Matt show you how to take down the Smith & Wesson Shield and the SIG 365.
Hey folks, it's Jerry. I have a M&P Shield here. We're going to show you how to take it down. First thing we're going to show you is that we have the gun in the lockback position and we have a clear chamber. Now we're going to look at, with the slide lock back, we have a takedown lever here, and it's important to notice that there is a notch here. That has to be lined up for this to come apart. We're going to put that lever down, and then we're going to release the slide, pull the trigger, it comes right apart. We have a receiver there. Then we'll just take the spring out, and that allows us to remove the barrel. We have essentially the same four parts as we had on the Glock. It's ready now to clean.
Hey Patriots, it's Matt. I have a 6-hour P365 here, and we're going to show you how to disassemble it really quickly. So first things first, need to lock the slide back. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up the gun, finger off the trigger. We're going to make sure that we reach over top, slide the slide back, and we're going to push the slide lock lever up, and then we're going to assess for an empty chamber. Okay, so after that, things are pretty simple with the SIG 365. It's slide lock back. We're going to work on flipping the takedown lever down this way, right? And then all we have to do is take our thumb, pull the slide lever down, and it should come, and then we're going to push everything forward, and it should come right off. Okay, so that is disassembly of the SIG 365. Take that spring out just like we did on the Glock and on the M&P Shield, and then out will come the barrel as well, and then it's disassembled. Okay, really quickly, the SIG sometimes is tricky and finicky when we go to reassemble. So we're just going to, I'm going to show you really quickly how to reassemble the barrel, or reassemble the gun. So we'll slide the barrel back inside here, and then we'll go with the spring here. So long story short, there is a notched spot right there that we need to go ahead and put the spring in there. It's been a hot minute. So we got to make sure that it gets in, and then that edge of the spring catches that little lip there. So that's numero uno as far as reassembly. And then as far as on the frame, this button here, you need to make sure that it's horizontally oriented. How's that? And so to do it, you have to push up on the slide lever to be able to turn that down horizontally. So now it's horizontal. I should be able to slide back on, and from there I can tilt this back up, and then it can slide back on. So there you have it. There's a 365 disassembly and reassembly.